Deadlink is a roguelite single-player first-person shooter with a futuristic cyberpunk setting where mega-corporations and human-machine hybrids shape the world. You play as an agent of the corporate security agency whose brain was put into the Deadlink device to pilot human-shaped drones called combat shells. There are 4 different shells, each with 2 unique abilities, a primary weapon with infinite ammo and a secondary heavy weapon that include rocket launchers, beam weapons or grenade launchers. At the beginning you only have access to the Soldier class. The Soldier uses a gripwire rappel to traverse across the arena and a scrambler that staggers enemies in a cone area. Besides the mentioned Soldier, 3 more classes can be unlocked by progressing through the story mode. The Hunter has a pistol and uses its translocation and cloak to avoid damage and setting up ambushes to critically strike at weak points. The Engineer can deploy a sentry turret and use its Wormling breach for hacking. The Juggernaut is the most melee-oriented class. Its Graviton Punch launches the shell towards the foe and stuns on impact. To stay alive when surrounded, the kit has a Stray redirector to absorb damage for a brief window. There are 4 different biomes, each representing the location of a mega corporation. You always go up against the company Tora and their Yakuza henchmen first. It is located in the Japanese Neon Light City district. You need to clear 9 combat arenas including a giant mecha spider in order to progress to Watson Rucker GmbH in a German tech lab with 8 arenas guarded by Phoenix military mercenaries. After defeating the heavily augmented Phoenix Apex Super Soldier, you are transferred to the warehouse of the Russian online retailer Interport, where you fight through 6 arenas full of bio-robots and the towering AI CEO. The final confrontation against Liz Watson awaits in the Femto skyscraper. An elevator can be used to access 5 mini-bosses in any order. Defeating a mini-boss will grant you a reward and also reduce the end boss health by 20%. The goal of most arenas is simply killing all enemies. Sometimes the objective changes to survive for a certain amount of time or to destroy objects. When you enter an arena, enemies will spawn at different locations. Your abilities and grenades will mark enemies. This is one of the main mechanics combat evolves around. Marked enemies will drop shield and ammo pickups on death. Combat is fast paced and fluid because your shell can double jump, dash, and their abilities can be used to move around quickly. The flow of the combat reminded me of Doom Eternal. You zip around the arena, break line of sight to avoid getting hit, use abilities to mark enemies and turn them into pickup pinatas when they die. If you run out of heavy weapon ammo, destroy the glowing orbs called sea balls, which are placed around the arena. After clearing the area, you can decide what kind of reward you want by passing through the corresponding door. There are upgrades for weapons, your shells and abilities, currencies, or possibilities to restore your health. In most cases, you are offered an implant. These augmentations have a passive bonus like 10% movement speed and an effect on activation like the next shot will shock the enemy. The shells have power output slots for the activation of these implants. Swapping weapons, using your abilities or breaking a sea ball activates the inserted implant. Stacking implants with damage modifiers on your primary ability can lead to broken builds with insane bursts of damage that can even take out bosses in a few seconds. Weapons and grenades can additionally be boosted with the elemental damage types fire, electric and toxic to do additional damage against specific opponents. Behind the exit of each arena is a corridor which connects the arenas. There is a chance that you encounter one of 4 personalities that exist within the Deadlink simulation. Chuck sells implants for metacurrency. Rutger lets you gamble for rewards in exchange for metacurrency. Carl offers you to take part in an experiment that comes with a benefit and a downside. For example, you can get 2 additional dashes, but your reload speed is reduced for the next 3 combat encounters. After progressing through a certain number of arenas, you can talk to Irene who will cleanse the disadvantage. After a run, you are brought back to the hub area and can talk to Thomas Crusher, the father of the CSA, Rumiko Usagi, the developer of the Deadlink protocol, and Maria Argentia, an intelligence expert. You can also spend the earned metacurrency, exchange provisions, and Turing tokens to unlock permanent upgrades. The hub upgrades include more shield, health, damage, and starting credits for all shells and also enhancements to the abilities of each individual shell. The first upgrades are fairly cheap, but they get really expensive at the end. The upgrades provide you with a significant boost and make subsequent runs much easier. After a successful playthrough, you find out more about the Deadlink project in a short cutscene. In order to uncover the whole story, you need 6 successful runs. Although the story stays vague and the pieces of information you uncover through dialogues are little, it kept me engaged and interested. Besides the story, there is a wave survival mode and a timed obstacle course challenge with 3 difficulty levels. At the beginning, I had a hard time due to the fact that the soldier class doesn't really shine without some upgrades and the right implants. And secondly, I didn't know how important it is to mark enemies to regain your shield. Enemies got through my shield quickly and chipped away my health. HP cannot be restored easily, only by spending credits at a vending machine or if you find a medtech room. Once I unlocked the hunter class, which is less dependent on upgrades, I managed to get my first successful run. By unlocking more meta progression upgrades, I consistently was able to kill the final boss with every shell. The arenas and enemies offer too little variety and consequently feel bland and repetitive after a while. The graphics are unimpressive, arenas and characters look rather dull and basic. Gore and violence are definitely there but are tuned down by the quality of the visual effects. A lot more effort was put into the weapons and the animations, which look impeccable. The music and vibe is solid and are heavily inspired by CD Projekt Cyberpunk. During my playtime of about 20 hours, the game ran just fine. Only in the corridor before the third boss the framerate takes a noticeable dip. Deadlink is for people who are looking for an arena shooter with electrifying action in a cyberpunk world that can be played in short bursts of 45 minutes per run. Deadlink is a thrilling game, 4 out of 5.